Hello, Lost My Ice Cream here again, and welcome to another Dreadfleet battle report. This time we're going to play the 5th mission, and basically, if you're not hanging up with the story, go check the other ones, and Jago Roth, the captain of the Heldenhammer, just got saved from one of the cannibals of the volcano island. They just happily stroll along and they happen to run into this ship. And he is surrounded by the Dreadfleet, and they intend to save him. However, the waters are boiling, so if you get too close to the islands or shipwrecks, you will take damage. I've got the first turn because I'm Grand Alliance, and the wind is poked in this direction. So it's helpful, but it's kind of not because I've got the wind fork over there. So let's see what I can do about this. The ships that are participating in this battle are the Curse of Zentry, the Blood Reaver, the Scabbers, Black Kraken, Sea Drake, Heldenhammer, Swordfish, Steampunk Ship, Magic Ship. So the first turn, the first activation was kind of weird because instead of Fate Phase, it started to rain snakes because only in Warhammer World. I managed quite fine. Let's see here. The rigging of the Swordfish got tangled up. I lost one crew from the Heldenhammer, but that's it. His ships, on the other hand, let's see here. Slowly capsizing, adrift, a magazine on the magazine explosion on the Scabbers.
Curse of December got 1 hull damage.
Yeah, and that's it. So that was a weird start turn, let's say the least. I activated the Sea Drake to move up here, and because he can like do a 360 in a parking lot, he turned a little bit over here. I also gave him fire action bearers, tried to issue the order full speed ahead, but it refused. So, I guess it's your turn. The Dreadfleet just activated, and he didn't really do too much except his Fate card was in my favor, Hurricane of Blades. The Wind Gauge moved over here, and I have some sort of spell on one of my ships now. However, he decided to repair the Scabbers, and he removed the burning magazine, so did they dump it in the ocean, or who cares? So I activated the Heldenhammer, and I moved up, turn a little bit more, and open fire upon the Black Kraken. I caused some minor damages, I double speed and crew right, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Otherwise, not too fancy, really. I repaired the crew damage, so I magically resurrected my dead corpses. It's good to have dead corpses laying around, you never know. Other than that, not too much has happened just yet, and we will see what happens in his turn. Okay, the Dreadfleet just activated their ship, and the Curse of Zentry moved up a little bit, turned a little bit over here, probably moving up to kill something. Perhaps it's prejudice, but it's just my guess. So nothing too fancy as yet, but the first turns never are that interesting, or never interesting. Sometimes I fail how to English. So I will come back after I've got my butt kicked. Grand Alliance activation. I activated the Flaming Scimitar and unleashed a broadside upon the Curse of Zentry, causing set ablaze, juicy fire freed, and crew damage. And other than that, nothing really happened. I couldn't use the Hurricane of Blaze that he pulled for me, because I have to be within 3 inches to do that, and, well, I'm not within 3 inches. So, let's see what the Dreadfleet has to offer. So, the Black Kraken just activated, did a full speed ahead maneuver, moving up over here, and is now in raking range to fire the Heldenhammer. Fired off 2 shots, 1 miss, of course had 2+ range, what else? And the one that did hit, I managed to save the armor off. So, nothing else really happened there, no damage done, so we will see what happens in my turn. Okay, the Dreadfleet, Grand Alliance activation. I activated the Sea Drake, decided to ram his ship. I tried to order the broadside thing, what's it called? Fire action bearers. Failed. Moved us straight up and rammed him. I also shot at him, causing a little bit of damage, and cut through the ship with the sword in the front, causing it to took all his hull points, right? Yeah. So the squid died. The submarine went super submarine, and let's take a look at it. As you can see, this is Dying Breath, 2 speed, 3 hull, First mate killed, more speed, one crew member dead. He's only got one crew member, but no one cares about that. And the rudder is damaged. So that was a dying breath of the squid. Okay, the Dreadfleet displayed. He moved up the Blood Reaver, and he kind of just turned and gave it the full speed ahead to move 5 more inches. So he's kind of closing up over here at my weak flank, so I'm gonna have to do something magical about that. So I moved up the, let's see what it's called, the Dreadnought ship, Grimnir's Thunder. I moved up and just turned a little bit. No orders, nothing in particular, because I'm just getting ready to get shot at. And this is the last ship, so there's no real point in giving an order. Fun fact, thunder struck outside when I started moving this guy. Coincidence? I don't think so. Okay, now to summarize the first turn. The Fate card cost my Swordfish to get the rigging so I couldn't properly turn. Otherwise, I'm quite fine, so let's get over there. Him, on the other hand, did not go as well. His Scabrous is slowly capsizing and adrift, but that will be discarded. And his lack of a card here indicates that the ship sunk. The Blood Reaver is fine. The Curse of Zenry is, well, damaged, but not too badly. And set on fire, which is bad. So the first activation of the turn, I activate the, let's see here, Grimnir's Thunder, open fire upon the Curse of Zenry, missed entirely, and he saved the only one that actually hit. So not too much, just moved up a shot. So it is his turn to go now. The Curse of Zenry is activated, moved up, and shot at the kind of disfigured ship, I know. Oops, sorry. And I did manage to save his fire damage from the crystal up there, but I did fail the other two, and I got 1 hull damage, and my mascot got killed. So I guess his little puppy got killed and now he's angry. So I think that's about it. My activation, I moved up the magical ship and just face off him and fire at him. I managed to catch like 1 damage, and it was
Speed.
1 speed point, yeah. And the wind is now blowing this way. So yeah, it's his turn to activate one of his ships, and I do not like the look of this. So he activated the Blood Reaver, moved up, and opened fire at the what's it called?
Steampunk ship.
Yeah. He caused 1 damage, a speed damage, double speed or something like that. But I did have the order fire at your bears, so I did get fire back, causing
1 crew.
yeah, killing one crew member, or is it like 1 crew point? I can't really understand that. However, I did save the most with my armor save, but you know how it works. Armor saves never work, never been favored. I need to stop talking. Okay, I also activated the Sea Drake. I moved up a little bit and did the order that made him turn and took fire at your bears, because this thing can make 2 orders per turn. Fired a raking broadside upon that thing, killing 2 crew members, because I can only kill crew members, so that wasn't too bad actually. But now I will probably regret that, because things are about to happen. You can just see this clusterfuck here. I mean, the vicinity between the ships, we're going to crash into one another sooner or later. Let's go. So he moved up the Scabrous, no orders. He tried to do the full speed ahead, but failed. So the Scabrous is moving up, like waking up, like, what the hell is going on? Why all my body's dead? Yeah. So this is kind of turned to a point, but this will be interesting to see what happens if we. Now I will have those 2 ships to go with, so I'm going to record after they've both gone. Okay, the rest of my turn, I moved up this ship and attacked the Scabrous. As you can see, it managed to cut down the Scabrous with the lance, shot at him a little bit, and we will take a look at them soon. And the Helden Hammer came into sort of a crisis because I need to move, failed the order that made a turn, and almost crashed into the Swordfish. But then decided to open fire, a very long shot at the Blood Reaver. Did cause like double crew.
Double hull.
Double hull. Not too bad. I mean, I could just catch him and I still managed to do damage. So he has 2 ships left, and I've got all of mine, but some are worse, more tangled than others. so I think he is doing a whole lot worse. So now to recap, the Swordfish is fine, Hellhammer fine, Sea Drake fine, Grimnir's Thunder has cut down his speed by 2, and the Flaming Scimitar ship mascot has been killed, lost 1 hull. Now take a look at his stuff. This is this is the dying breath of the Scabbers. 2 speed has been destroyed, 3 crew members of the thousands were aboard. Slowly collapsing, set ablaze, fire on deck. The Blood Reaver, this thing is destroyed. The Blood Reaver has 2 hull down and 3 crew. Curse of Zendri has 1 hull and 1 speed. So he's doing quite fine. He will repair probably because the Blood Reaver doesn't go down without fight. And this thing, the fish sunk. So I guess the fish is sleeping with other fishes now. So the super exciting first part of the turn, I did nothing. Yeah, the Fate card was one of those super strong winds, so thankfully the wind blew out of over there to over here, which is good for me because I intended to use this thing to stand still and rake him. However, I missed both my shots, so I'm gonna have a bad time. A really bad time. Let's get going. So the Blood Reaver just moved up, did the order to make him turn, rammed the Sea Drake. I did fire back with Fire Ash Bears. Did kill like 2 of his crew members, but it wasn't enough. He managed to kill off the ship. So that wasn't very good for me. How many points did you get for that? 3 points for sinking my ship. So now I will try to take my lovely revenge. I activated the Heldenhammer, moved up over here, did the order to turning, coming up almost in that, typical perfect line with the 2 grand ships. Fired a broadside, caused some major damage, some like bunch of hull and crew, you'll see it later. And he's actually quite in a bad condition right now. So he has 1 more ship to activate, then it's time to me to go again. So he moved up with the Curse of Zendri, moved over here, shot me in the back, killed my crow's nest, or damaged my crow's nest, and magically set myself on fire. I was not happy with being on fire, so we'll have to do something about that. He also ordered Fire Ash Bears, which will be interesting to see what happens over there. But now it's my turn to go with the rest of the ships, and I have 3 ships left to activate. Yeah, 3 ships. So I will just activate all 3 of them and then recap. So, the end of the Grand Line's turn. I guess you could say that we really reduced the Blood Reaver to a floating fortress, since he can now move 1 inch a turn. So much speed damage. These guys moved up and fired him in the rear. Some major damage caused. This guy fired as well earlier, and the guy over there just turned. He couldn't fire because he couldn't see him. So we will see what now happens. Let's look at the damages. Now to recap. We have the Swordfish is fine. Grimnir's Thunder has double speed damage. Elderhammer fine. Sea Drake sunk. He took out the crew, and that's why it sunk, of course. The Flaming Scimitar, dead mascot, and the Crossness damage, and also has a hull damage. So now to take a look at his stuff. Now to take a look at the other damage. This is the Blood Reaver. Let's see here. He's down to 5 damage on his 5 crew damage, and 4 hull damage. There's 2 hulls left, and speed damage 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, and he has a flesh wound. The Curse of Zendri has a hull damage and a speed damage. So I guess this is coming to an end soon. The first activation of this turn, I went first, decided to move the Heldenhammer over here, turn a little bit, and rake the Blood Reaver. Now he's immobilized and barely afloat. He's very badly damaged and still afloat. I didn't move too close to the island and lost a whole point of that because the water is boiling in this scenario. I did pull the Living Tsunami card. So we shall see what happens now. The Blood Reaver just went and tried to repair something. Was the crew member?
Yeah.
Yep. And fire on that ship, and the only shot that did hit was saved. He's having a bad day. we had an incredibly boring turn with the dwarven ship. I tried to rake him again, I did not set him on fire, and that's it. So the Curses Envious went, moving up over here, and from here he raked the ship, but missed all his shots. And that's it. Okay, the end of the Grand Lion's turn. He had no more ships to activate, so I activated mine. These two ships fired at the Blood Reaver. This guy moved around, fired at the Blood Reaver. All of them, none of them could sink it. However, I took the Living Tsunami card over here, and it did fuck up me pretty well. Since it damaged this card, sunk the Blood Reaver, you'll see that later on. Damaged this card, ship, and damaged that ship. But we decided to call it here because there's no way that he can catch up. I have like 42 points, something like that.
I am 18, so
Yeah, there's no scientific way that is actually possible.
cheating.
Yeah, that's true. Now take a look at the damage. See, Swordfish is fine. Hilden Hammer has a head gun killed and a hull point down. The Grimnir's Thunder has 2 speed down. Flaming Scimitar, Ship's Mascot is dead. Drowsiness is gone. First Mate killed. The crew, 1 point gone. He also sunk the Sea Drake. And here you see the clusterfuck of confusion of his stuff. Yeah, all those cards there, that is for one ship, so I'm not even gonna try to make sense out of all that. He's dead, that's all we need to know. And the other ship, it's damaged but not quite dead. So that was a good game, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you Warhammer battle reports in the future, but the table is still broken. So see you all next time, thank you for watching.